Good morning. It is Thursday the 17th of September, day 17. I've been a bit crap at vlogs this week. Getting back into the swing of things. So today is a really piecemeal day. I'm about to log into my team call. I've got a tutorial at 9:30. We are going to do some batch cooking today. Chris has just gone to our local farm store to get all the meat and the veg on the way from drop off, so I didn't have to do drop off this morning, which is nice. But I think what I might do today is on one of the hottest days in September, show you my blanket collection. So I'm going to do that later, because I don't think there's going to be very much interesting happening today otherwise. I do plan on doing my lazy swatch for the Westnitz MCal, which I'll show you later. And I do need to wind some yarn. Other than that, yeah, I'll show you my blankets in a bit. You'll never guess what I just did. Not just. I have done over the last week. I deleted my podcast off my memory cards. Or card. I've got two. It's not on either of them. And I hadn't put it on my computer. I don't swear a lot on this channel, but fuck. So angry, so annoyed with myself. I've just gone through all of Final Cut to see if I had put it somewhere else on there, like I'd downloaded it onto the September Vlogs project. It's not in there. Right, I know what I'm doing tomorrow then, don't I? I'm going to do one more check, but it's not on there. Oh, I was being so good as well. I was going in and I was deleting stuff off my memory card so that I wasn't having to run out of memory. Damn it. Right. Gonna film another podcast this week then, aren't I? Gonna go and get some chocolate. Okay. I love having a gorilla pod because you are wrapped around my era. So we're in our bedroom. Ignore the washing behind us. I need to put the laundry away. This is where most of our blankets are. There's a pile of blankets in here. There's a pile of blankets in our Snug. And there's a couple in Amelia's room. So I'm going to show you all of them. This one, let's do the massive one first. This is affectionately called the man blanket. It is a blanket that I made in pieces. The pattern is by Spin Cushions. I can't remember which one it is, but I will look it up and put it on the screen. It is huge. Literally. Let's step back a little bit. It goes from my feet to my nose. And I'm 5'7". So it is 9 panels. And then 4 of those panels are made up of 9 smaller squares. So there's big squares in the middle and on kind of the 4 corners, and then 4. Yeah, it is huge. It's made out of Stylecraft Special Aran. It is incredibly heavy, and Chris has asked me to extend it. So at the moment, obviously, let's call it 5'2". It's 5 feet 3 inches, maybe. 5 feet 3 inches, 5 feet 4 inches. I don't even know how much that is between. Yeah. And what Chris would like is for it to come up to his neck, cover his feet, and basically be a blanket that when we don't have the duvet on. So I think what I'm going to do is basically extend at the top and the bottom and just add a much longer border. I think that's probably what I'll do. So yes, next one's my first ever blanket. Is this one. It's my first ever granny square, even though it's not a granny square because it's not got granny triples. It's got Yeah, it's not granny stitch because it's 2 trebles. So, but it is my first ever blanket that I made after my rose. Then this one was made out of my first ever gradient cake, rainbow gradient cake. And it's corner to corner. It's traditional corner to corner. It has been through the wash, so the rainbow is definitely muted, and I didn't manage my yarn because I had to put the corner on because I ran out of the red. I started at the purple and I ran out of the red, and it's fingering weight. I wasn't gonna. But this is a little baby blanket. It's sock yarn, and then this is King Cole bamboo cotton 4-ply to go around it. I love it. It's a lovely little baby blanket. It covered Amelia quite a lot when she was little, downstairs particularly, and it's nice. It's a nice weight, and I love corner to corner. This one is another baby style blanket. This is the Log Cabin Afghan by Tamara Kelly, who's also known as Moogly. I did this with yarn that I bought in America when we did our month away. Hilariously, I actually made most progress on this when I was doing Slimming World. I would take this to my Slimming World meetings. That's a while ago, but I think it's Red Heart Unforgettable, like colour changing yarn. It's really nice. 100% acrylic, I think. So there's that one. This one, which is covered in my hair, is my American Octagons. Affectionately note, I still need to put this up as this is how you do this pattern free thing. So this is called the American Octagons because I made all of these octagons during our month in America in 2014, and then they sat for 5 years. 4 or 5 years, waiting to be joined because I didn't know how to join octagons together because they don't tessellate. The mathematician in me was very angry with American trip me. So yes, most of this yarn was bought on holiday. So we'd stopped at a Michael's and we stopped at a Joann's. And I think I bought some from Target or maybe Walmart. Don't know. Anyway, the only yarn that is from the UK is, I think, this blue greeny one. I think I took that with me. And the whites. No, yes, the white I bought when we were back in the UK in order to make up enough octagons. So yes, that's my American Octagons. I love it. I really love this kind of using black as a joining colour because it makes it look kind of stained glass. I actually wish I hadn't put the white in now and done something else because I think it would have looked even more like stained glass if I'd done it that way. And special mention, because it's not crocheted, is my fabulous patchwork blanket. This thing, I'm not going to get it all out, but it is single bed sized, and it was made by my grandmother, and it is it's hand embroidered as well. So all around I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but all around the border it has, it's called the Butterflies, oh here we go, Butterflies, Flowers and Hearts quilt, and it's all about me. She embroidered on here when she finished it. And then at the bottom it says, designed and stitched by Sophie's paternal grandmother, Elizabeth Oakland, Exeter, Devon, 1993. So this blanket I got when I was 7. Yes, I was right, I got when I was 7. And I think Yannick's got one. And I think my cousins Tess and Greg have got one each as well. I'm not sure. But it's beautiful. It's got hand-stitched and embroidered butterflies and flowers and hearts. And this is my summer bedding, basically. I put a flat sheet on top of my bed and then this over it. And I'm amazed how well it's lasted, actually. It's 29 years old. No. What are we, 2020? Oh my God, how old am I? No, I wasn't 7. Wait a minute, I was born in 1984. I was 9, idiot. So it's 25 years old, this blanket. No. Oh my God, what year are we in? 93. It's 27 years. My maths is not good. It's 27 years old, this blanket, and it's lasted really well. There's a couple of bits where the stitching has come out a little bit, and the colour ran when it went through the wash once. But actually I think we've managed to save it a little bit with a colour catcher. But yeah, there's some bits that are pink where they should be cream because the colour ran. But I don't actually care. It's mine from Granny. Right, on to the next room. Okay, we're in Amelia's room now. There's quite a lot of handmade stuff in here, but there's 2 crocheted blankets. First one is this one, which is the Call the Midwife blanket, which everyone made for a while. This is made out of soft and silky WI yarn from Hobbycraft, and this was the blanket that went with her to nursery. So it's beautiful and light. It is all acrylic, very kind of, there's a sheen to this yarn, but I love it. It also has her name tag on it, so it didn't get lost. It did actually go into preschool with her when she started doing full days, and got a rest period, but she didn't nap at all by the time she went to preschool, so I don't think it was used apart from for like sitting and quietly reading. So yeah, that's that. And then this one has a shop bought one in there. This basket is a washing basket, but Amelia uses it as a dog basket. She's obsessed with My Pet Dinosaur, I think it's called on CBeebies, where it's a Triceratops. Basically, it's all like there's a little girl who, this kid is, you watch it and you go, that kid's not a good actor, but the kid is trying to pretend that she is talking to a CGI dinosaur and it's her pet. Like, actually, the kid is a good actress. Anyway, so yes, Topsy, who is actually a dog doorstop, sits in there at night time, and therefore he gets all the blankets. We have a dog basket. Ish. So this is the Advent blanket that I made from my 2017 Advent from Vicky Brown Designs. So I made 20 gram minis in 4-ply stock weight from Vicky Brown, and I made 2 hexagons in each colour, and it basically goes so that was the first colour. Is that right, or did I make 4 hexagons in each colour? No, 4 hexagons in each colour. Were they 10 gram minis? And then I made 2 hexagons in each colour, and then I made 4 hexagons in the Christmas colourway because I think that was a bigger mini. So it must have been 10 gram minis then. I don't actually remember, isn't that bad? But yes. So lovely hexagons. I used the Weekender blanket pattern in terms of making the hexagons, and then basically just did join as you go, kind of made it up as I went along. And I love it. It's proper honeycomb, and it's so beautiful. It's very much a cot bed sized blanket, but Amelia still uses it. And one day I might add more, but maybe I'll just leave it as it is. I love this one. It's so lovely, and I think eventually it'll probably end up just being a sofa blanket, like just to kind of rest over, like a lap blanket. But I get Vicky's Advent basically every year. I love her colours, and I love how varied her colours are. So that's the 2 in Amelia's room. Okay, now we're down in the Snug. Excuse any background noise you can hear. Chris is doing some batch cooking. I did mention that, didn't I, that he'd gone to the farm shop? Yes, I had. Right, there's more down here. One honourable mention is what I call my Stegosaurus cushion, which actually started off as the carousel blanket, which was a Stylecraft blanket along a while ago, and I basically got to one bit and just didn't enjoy it, so I decided to turn it into a cushion, and it's affectionately called the Stegosaurus cushion. So, honorary blanket. Behind me is my 2 favourite blankets, and this is my Truly Hook Blanket Club from last year. I got the 20 gram pack with a undyed, and I made this spiral half square triangle blanket. I love it. It's basically just granny squares that were joined as you go onto the blanket as we went, and yeah, I properly stuck with this. My Truly Hook Blanket Club for this year has not been started because I'm not letting myself do that until I finish a couple of other blankets. It's going to be a 12-point starter blanket, and it's going to be huge, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's that one. Next one, last one, is my temperature blanket from 2019. This was my square a day. I'm not doing square a day anymore, I've given up. And this was my temperature blanket. You regular viewers will have seen this. It was a what's the word? Solid square, or solid granny for those who aren't purists like me. Solid crocheted square. It was 3 rounds, yes, 3 round square, and then join as you go at the corners, but then I sewed up the gaps in between, and there were white squares at the end of every month to denote the month changes and stuff. And I love this one. It's pure acrylic, so it's a mixture mostly of Stylecraft Special DK and Shepier's Colour Crafter, but there's a few other random ones in here. This one, this purple for the coldest, this was the under zero, sub-zero temperatures. This one was WY for Hobbycraft. I think the red is actually an Aran. That was the hottest colour, I think. Or was pink the hottest colour? No, this magenta was the hottest colour. The greens, there's but 4 or 5 different greens in here. Some were Starcraft, some was, I think one was a Hayfield. But yeah, really enjoyed making that blanket, and I stuck with it, and I did it every day, and I boarded it before midnight on the 31st of December 2019, so it was definitely done in 2019. I've kind of missed not doing a temperature blanket this year, so I'm either going to do a temperature blanket or a temperature quilt next year. I have got a pattern for an English paper piecing pattern, which I might do next year with 7 pointed stars. Might look quite good. That's my blankets. What I am going to do though is take you back into my craft room and show you the whips of blankets, so you understand why I'm not allowing myself to make any more blankets. I might also show you my plans for blankets as well, because it seems to be a thing that I do. Okay, let's put you off a bit. There we go. So, blanket whips. Currently, have I got them all in here is the question. Yes. So, the one I'm currently working on is this monstrosity. It's not monstrosity. This is proper scrappy. 4 yarns held together blanket. This is being made for my brother. It is small double. I'm going to do it as a big throw for his, well, it was his Christmas present, and now it's going to be his Christmas and his birthday present. I'm hopefully going down to Kent in 2 weeks' time to do a socially distanced cake in the garden, as long as it's not raining, oh god. But yes, it is 4 strands held together with a 15mm hook. This is from Wooler. This is one of her burnt hooks. I have like a giant ball of WY Aran, and the rest is DK. I think some of this is Aran actually. Yeah, there's some Aran or D. It's Aran or DK depending on. And literally as one ball runs out, I'm adding in another one, and it's kind of got a striping effect, but it's more kind of gradienty. So I'm trying to keep kind of, at the moment I've got 2 greys and 2 blues. So if I keep kind of about the same in all the time, there's different greys, there's different blues. But yeah, it's quite fun to make, and I've started it again because obviously I need to get it finished before I go down in 2 weeks' time. So that's Yannick's. Then whips wise, I have behind me, I have all the stuff that needs to be done. Do you know what, that needs to go in there and behind you, all there. There we go. So there is what started off as my square a day, which is in my Mrs. Lamb's yarns, or Kalokshek Ellen. It's Ellen, the fabulous Ellen, who is a dyer and a bag maker. She made this, custom made this for me. We had a lovely video conversation and we chose the fabrics all together. This is also her pin. So awesome. So yes, this is my square a day, which I do need to get back to because it's not a square a day anymore. It's gonna have to be the cozy memories now. I've got yarns in here waiting. Loads of people have sent me. I did some swaps with people. Some people just sent me scraps, which was really nice. But yeah, this is my Tunisian crochet mitered square blanket. There's no colour management in here apart from my clubs, which I get from Irish Artisan Yarn and Helen from Giddy Yarns, who's just started watching my podcasts and my videos. Hi, Helen! Yeah, those go in with some kind of colour order, particularly Tara's Irish Artisan Yarns, because a lot of her colours go together, or there's a kind of specific, because she uses source photos, there's a specific order in which the colours go together. So, but yes, that's my mitered square blanket. And then in this one, and also in this one, wait a minute, this is a bag that's housing all my minis from extra people that can't go in that bag. And this is from the lovely SoCan Jo. So Jo is just a fabulous human being and sent this to me. She also donated a bag as a prize for the podcast, which, because my podcast is no longer on my memory card, I have to film again. So I'm not going to tell the person who's won it that they've won. It's not this fabric, but there is a bag that Jo has made. Okay. Where's my Advent blanket? That's a question, isn't it? This has got all the waiting for minis for my Advent blanket. So I've got a bag of Magic Knot Ball and minis in here for my Advent blanket, but I don't know where my Advent blanket is. I'll find that. I need to talk about it in the podcast, so I might as well. In here, that's not a blanket. This is a blanket though. This is, oh, it's so done, almost done. This is a blanket, it's an Elsa princess dress blanket, which I was making for my little girl for her birthday, and then I ran out of time, so it's now going to be one of her Christmas presents. So yeah, you've got arm there, and then there's going to be, below the arm and out is going to be the cape. The cape pieces are done. I think the cape pieces are, no, they're not. One cape piece is done. But yes, that will be her princess blanket, and it is an Elsa dress. I need to get that done. But that's Christmas, so that's not as pressing as Yannick's. And then, let's get that back in there. I think that's it for that box, yes. There's the Advent blanket, which I'll go and show you. I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Right, let's talk about blankets in waiting. This one in my stay-at-home basket by the lovely Thimble and Thread Make, get rid of this, is a box of Sky's Light yarn to make the Mountain Clouds blanket. That is the booklet. I'll show you the back. It's a new design by Christina Haddering, who's also known as A Spoonful of Yarn, and the lovely Amanda, who most people know from Little Box of Crochet, but owns a yarn store now called Craftopia in Ingleton, which is on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales. She was selling kits for this. Now I did buy this with the express, what's the word I'm looking for? The intention of making this blanket for our friends who are going to be due in December. However, I was so excited about it that I ordered it and thought, oh, it's cotton, it's fine, it'll be easy to just chuck in a washing machine. Except Sky's Light by Shepiez is indigo dyed, which means you have to hand wash it. So I'm not giving a hand wash blanket for a newborn to people that are not yarny. I'm just not doing it. So I've got the pack and I'm gonna make this blanket and it's gonna be for me. But yeah, the Shepiez Sky's Light, I've got the box of minis. It comes in this lovely little box, but every cloud has a silver lining. But yeah, this stuff is indigo dyed and it's beautiful. Look at that. And it's all named after different types of cloud. Shepiez they're a very clever company, I think. I wish they were a little bit more obvious about their inclusivity policy, but we'll work on them. But yes, it's beautiful, 100% cotton. It's just, yeah, it's really beautiful. This is the undyed, and it is, yeah, premium blend cotton. It's got a feel of cotton to it, but we'll see. Oh God, it's, and as it's cotton, it just kind of stays where you put it. So it kind of has almost a linen feel about it, which is really quite interesting. But yes, so that's a blanket in waiting. And then the other blanket in waiting, there's two actually. There's my Tree Hut Blanket Club, which is a proper gradient. Wait a minute. This is going to be a 12-point star. I know where this is going to be. So look how beautiful these yarns are. So yes, that's going to be a 12-point star. Do you know, I haven't shown you the biggest whip. Bear with. Biggest whip. Sophie's Universe. This has been going since 2015, and I'm 2/3 of the way. No, I'm not even. I'm just over halfway. I probably am. To be honest, I probably am not even halfway, because this thing is huge. So it basically takes up most of a Calvex box. And ooh, it is heavy already. This thing is going to be 6 foot wide by the time it's finished. Oh, it does smell good though. What have I just dropped out of here? Oh, little ball. So it is made out of Shepier's Stonewashed XL, which is a cotton acrylic blend. It's lovely. It's got a lovely halo on it. This thing is going to, I love it. I just love the colours that I chose. I didn't go colourful. I went very much my palette of blues and greens and creams. Creams. As long as there's a neutral, I'm happy. If it's black, if it's cream, if it's grey. I'm going through a bit of a grey phase at the moment. But yes. Oh! I don't think I have a hook in here at the moment. No, I don't. I think it's a 6mm. I think. Anyway. Yes, that's my Sophie. Every year I say I'm going to get this finished. Every year it goes down the list. There's part of me that thinks I just cut my losses and just finish it. Like, just stop halfway through. But then there's also part of me that is like, I want to get it back to a square. Anyway, so that's the Sophie. The other blanket in waiting is in here. These are all my clubs. So this is the Giddy Yarns Nostalgia Club for this year and the Irish Artisan Yarns monthly club. My feeling is I am going to do, so they've all gone, about 3.5, 4 grams of that have gone into my Cozy Memories blanket, which means I've got, let's work this out, probably about 80, 3.5 times 5 is 14, 17.5. Yeah, I've got just over about 82 grams of each of these packs, and there's going to be, well, for the Giddy Yarns, I think it's a 12-month. I think it's a 12-month club. Helen, is it a 12-month club? So, yeah, what's that? 80 times 12, 800, 960. So it's almost 1,000. It's almost a kilo of yarn. Is that right? Yeah, it's a kilo of yarn. So I'm thinking I'm going to make a habitation throw out of my Giddy yarns. But I don't know what I'm going to make with my Irish Artisan yarns, with what's left. Part of me is thinking sweater. Totally could do like a scrappy sweater with one of them. That would be quite a big sweater though. Yeah, I'm not sure. Could do a revival sweater with some of them. You know, the granny square sweater. Might do that. Or I could just make another blanket. But But yeah, there's almost like, there will be about 2 kilos of yarn in these clubs by the end of the year. Yeah. I'll go and find the advent blanket in a bit, but no, I need to put that book back in. Oh god, like, how is it that I got things out but it won't go back in? Let's see, go. There we go. That works. Okay. So yes, those are the blankets. Fun. There's also my schlanket back there, which is my Just Feel Better shawl by Kalisha Ryan, which is huge. So it might as well be a blanket. It's just triangular. And that's my blanket tour. I think I'm going to sign off there today because I've got some other things that I need to do, and I need to work, and it's going to be a bit more of a kind of not very interesting afternoon. So I think that's it for now, guys, and I will see you tomorrow for Friday.